test one, two. Let's mute this. All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Cy Smith here. Is that Governor Denise there? Can you hear me okay, Governor Denise? Okay. I hope people can hear me. I'm not sure though. Denise, if you can hear me, if you can turn your microphone on, because right now I can't hear you. Okay, we're gonna get started on time. You guys know I respect people's time. I believe that that is key for us to respect each other's time. So we're gonna get started right on time. I'm gonna start with the agenda and I'm gonna methodically go through each area. And I hope that you're gonna gain something from this. I appreciate you guys taking time to be on here with us right now. All right. So Governor Denise, if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. All right, good. So the agenda, I did send it out. Not sure if everyone had a chance to look at it or not, but I'm gonna read to you guys what normally happens as we get started here. We are recording, so you will be able to watch this on our website and our library probably 10 minutes after this call. My name is Cyron Smith. Everyone calls me Cy, easier to pronounce. I'm the founder of National Block Club University. Our focus is stopping this shooting and killing that's happening in our communities all over this country. And so this once a month gathering, we call it the National Summit because we're in 20 cities. And what we do in Chicago as the global headquarters, we do in all 20 other cities as well. So this here is our once a month assessment. This is when we come together to make sure we can attest for what we did the last 30 days. And so since our last summit, this is going to be that update that you're going to hear. We're going to go through roll call introductions. I'm going to go through all 20 zip codes. We're going to go through, after we get done with roll call, we're going to do good news. So we want people to share any good news. We always need to hear about what's good, so we're not all in the slumps about what we're dealing with as Black people. Then we're going to go into Mississippi, and it's really rural America, but Mississippi is our Blackest, city. So we normally talk about Mississippi primarily, but it's also the Carolinas. After we get done with that, then it'll be our first break. We have a total of 5 breaks. This is a 2-hour session that is going to go fast. It normally goes fast. We're going to be joined with a variety of different Black leaders who are doing great things. So the good thing is if you need to break away, feel free because it is being recorded and it will be on our webpage. So I'm going to kick it off right now with the announcement or introduction of our superstar who I asked to be on first with me on purpose because this lady has been rocking with us for a very, very long time. You still there, Governor Denise?
I'm here.
So what I want to do here, because roll call, we'll start in 4 minutes, but I just want to brag about you real quick. Denise King has been one of the most consistent, diligent voices out there for fighting for Black people in the city of Chicago. And when we met, we've been rocking ever since. And so I really appreciate what she does for her neighborhood, what she do for Black people in general. And it's an honor to be connected with this queen as she continue letting God use her. So that's just why I wanted you guys to know Denise King. And now we're gonna let her introduce herself. So go ahead, Denise, who are you? Let our audience know who you are. We are being recorded right now.
Thank you. And why you make me cry?
I meant that.
Thanks. My name is Denise King. I'm the governor of zip code 60636. Thank you very much for the words. But I've always had a heart for our people. And I never put forth too much effort. Like, I taught children in Sunday school and, I volunteer with different organizations, but I haven't been as forceful as I have been since I've been in National Block Club University. I know I ain't supposed to be talking long, so I get to catch myself because I'll go there.
But if you would just tell people your background, like you've been in the workforce, you've seen how things are screwed against us. So just your background.
Okay. I work for, and I ain't got a problem with saying their name. I work for a huge medical facility, the University of Illinois on Taylor Street. And mark my words, I can tell you how management will screw you and some of your own people will follow through with it. And they'll screw you mentally and they'll mess with your physical and will definitely mess with your financial. They can say they're for the people, they're for the money. I'm a witness to that. Anybody who want to go there, you go there, but you make sure you get second opinions, you question, you talk. I don't care what doctor you go to, write down what it is you want to know, make them give you an answer because you're a human being and a paying customer. And I don't care who paying your bill. It can go from insurance to public aid to whoever. You still deserve that right because you're somebody special. I had nerve to stand up against management and darn near got fired. Took it to EEOC with the state. Because you fight the state, you're not going to win against the state. Private industry, yeah. State, no. Should have got a lawyer, didn't know how to get one. 10 years later, they said I had a discrimination case. They did. I was disabled. Oh, I'm disabled too, yeah. I got some issues. I got walking issues, nerve issues. My nerves is damaged, all kind of stuff. But I want to promote everybody to learn something. I didn't know anything about life insurance. For years we done bought the wrong life insurance policies and bought them from other people. So in our organization, they find some Black people that are dealing with insurance so they can tell you the real deal. They can tell you the real deal about medical insurance. I never thought about, I heard about finance, let it go over my head. I wished I would have got into that. Maybe I could own me some property by now.
Well, you saying like it's too late. You still will, but go ahead.
Thank you. Into this, and as many people as I talk to about Buy Black, they look at me like I'm talking about dirt. And I said, well, if I can reach one, let me reach the one. I say all kind of stuff. My Facebook page jacked up because I promote Black beauty, Black business, Black education, entrepreneur. I promote everything we do and indigenous people. And don't nobody like that. And I don't care. They said somebody's going to do to me. I say, well, after what was done to my grandparents, great-grandparents, what did at least you ain't killing, you ain't lynching me. So you just lock me down from talking.
Right.
All that to encourage each and every one of you to do the best you can, whatever that may be. It will be appreciated. The children I've ran into, the other organizations I've met, it matters. Your heart matters. Your hard work matters. Okay. Yeah, I went to college, dropped out. Yeah, okay. I volunteered here, been in different churches. So I work with neighbor organizations, man, boy, breakfast, mental health. Lawndale, that's where I'm from. West,
All right.
Lawndale. But even though I live south, I'm still west. So, I stretch myself out, but that's because I didn't do enough when I should have did enough.
Perception.
So I encourage it. It's never too late because I done started. Yeah, but look, I'm on crutches and a cane and I'm still on fire. My thing is this: when I go to donate to my people, if you saw how I look, you could tell I ain't hungry. Okay, so I ain't missing no meals. So that's why whatever it takes for me to donate to promote our people, and if that's getting money for a contest, spelling, essay, go out of town, take them out to eat or whatever, I'm willing to donate that because I still got my own teeth, thank God. So hey, I can promote all this. I say all that to encourage everybody.
No, I appreciate that.
We go up and down. We have ups and downs in our life, but it's always somebody that's worse off than us. So we appreciate you. We love you. And thank you for being on board. Right now, I'm trying to get a calendar together so I can keep up with stuff because, you know, me and this technology just ain't hitting it. But
no, you all good, Governor. And I'm gonna be, as we get through this meeting, I'm gonna be talking about the realness that you give is why I want people to really know that you don't have to do this the way the world has it set up, how things have to be done. We Black people, we can carve out our own unique way, and that's what I love about you. You keep it real. You're not out there trying to fake and be who you're not, and that's what we want people to know. Bring your authentic self to the structure. That's all. So let us keep going with the roll call, if you don't mind. So for those who are watching for the first time, we, the National Black Code University, are in 20 zip codes. These zip codes I'm going to read to you, but please know this is the last names F through K, National Summit. F through K. You see, Denise just spoke, last name K, King. So we are only asking people who last names are F through K to be on this call. Anyone else is icing on the cake. But the way it's set up, you guys, is so we will have predictability. We know who we can count on because we only asking people every 6 months. So right now, F through K is every February, 6 months later, August. So as I go through the roll call here, you're going to hear me mentioning our governors, which Denise is, by zip code. I see we got Sister Cheryl here. We're going to come right around to you, Cheryl, in a minute. If you guys can mute, that'd be awesome. So on the west side of Chicago, we have 60612 zip code, led by Byron Dickens, last name D, so he's not expected to be on. 60623 is North Lawndale. That is led by our brother Eric Strickland, last name S, not expected to be on. 60624 is Garfield Park on the west side, led by Sandra Brinson, last name B, not expected to be on. 60639, I am excited to announce our new governor for 60639, Kente Kaiser. He's going to be on later on today with us, brother Kente, the new governor, 60639, last name K, that's why he's going to be on. We got 60644, that's South Austin neighborhood. That's our superstar Jennifer Price. Her last name is P, but she's going to be on because she just got appointed a week ago. So she's going to join us later on in the 4 o'clock hour. Then we got 60651 zip code.
Make sure that open because I seen the smoke online.
No, it's all good. Oh, that's okay. Cheryl. I got to mute Cheryl.
I'm sorry.
Oh, so then we got 60651, which is led by our superstar Elise Edwards. She probably saying, well, Si, I haven't fully done everything yet. It's okay, Elise. We're going to work you in. You'll be with brother Kente and Jennifer on the west side. That covers all 6 Black neighborhoods on the west side of Chicago. 60609 is on the south side. That's the New City neighborhood. We currently do not have a governor for that zip code. 60620 is led by the awesome Frances Newman, last name N. She's up next month. Then we got 60621 zip code. That is led by Chastity Freeman. Hopefully she will be joining us. That's Inglewood. We have 60629 zip code led by Deborah Pryor, last name P. That will be in a couple of months. 606, and that's Marquette Park, Gage Park area. 60636 led by Governor Denise on here. That's West Inglewood. You guys heard from her. But while we're there, I want to introduce superstar Cheryl Blackman. Cheryl is an administrative guru sent straight from God to help get everything together. And she's on here listening in. Last name B. She was last month, but she is so administrative. She's getting on now as well. Then we got 60652 zip code. That's the Ashburn area, 79th and Western area. That's led by our superstar Brittany Corners. Last name C, not expected to be on. That's the 6 zip codes covering west of the Dan Ryan Expressway on the south side. Now we got 8 zip codes east of the Dan Ryan Expressway. That's 60615 zip code, led by Governor Joe Murrows. He's up next month, Murrows. 60617, that zip code is led by Chrissy Williams. Last name W, not expected right now. 60619 is led by Governor Erica Dunn. That's Chatham, not expected to be on. 60628 is led by Charles Robinson. Last name R, not expected to be on. That's Roseland. 60637 is led by our superstar Claudette Reddick, just like Charles Robinson. Last name R, not expected to be on. That's the Woodlawn neighborhood. 60643 is the Washington Heights area. That's led by Diana Barnes. Last name B, not expected to be on. 60649 zip code is led by superstar Rachel Lindsay. Last name L, she's next month. That's the South Shore neighborhood. And then finally, 60653, we don't really have a governor there, but superstar Jade Calhoun, she lets me bug her with governor duties. So not expecting her to be on as well. That's the Bronzeville neighborhood. So that covers our 20 Black zip codes for our roll call. These zip codes covers Black Chicago. So that's why that is so important, because we care about what's happening to Black people. We love everyone, but it's a unique challenge that's happening to Black people. So we concentrate, we focus on things we can influence, and that's our community, Black community. So now we want to get into the good news. Governor, you got any good news that happened to you in the month of February?
Somebody came and shoveled my snow.
Hey, you being elder over 50, that's a good thing.
Okay.
I would say what the good news I want to make sure I convey to everyone last month, which this is since the last summit. Last month, our bazooka, which is how quickly we can pull money together, our bazooka hit a record. Normally in January, because it's my birthday month, my wife sends out a message, people donate. So last year, the bazooka brought in $992. This year, the bazooka brought in $1,200. And so I always tell people, like, that money all goes to what we're doing. I don't need to take it personally. So even though they're giving it in the name of my birthday, it's all to further this movement of us building block by block. So to hit a record, that's the most ever for the bazooka. And that bazooka, the good news is that bazooka, as we get more people to see just how quickly and easily we can pull large amounts of money together, that bazooka eventually is going to be pointed at our leaders in the neighborhood. So that way we can point that bazooka, get $1,000 to this group, point that bazooka, get $1,000 to this person. And because it's all electronic, it happens quickly, and we want to be able to pool our money together to help each other. That made me smile since the last month. So that's the main good news I wanted to put out there. We're at the 3:15 mark now, so I want to move right along to the rural towns, and I want to make sure you guys know why we even care about the rural towns. The rural towns is where Black people originally are from. Most of the rural towns is in the South and East. And the way we got here through the slave ships of the East, and then we had to walk the Trail of Tears south to Mississippi and Alabama from the East. It's a lot of history down there. And so what I get excited about every month when we get a chance to give this report, I want you guys to know, I think it's a big deal that we honor, pay homage to Mount Bayou, Mississippi, the first and only 134-year all Black town. No other town in the United States of America can claim this, but Mount Bayou, Mississippi. And we want to make sure we always pay homage to Mount Bayou. Now, and Governor Denise, chime in whenever, so don't wait, just if you got something to say. But I want to give people the Mississippi lay of the land, because this is the rural town area. So right now, go ahead.
No, I saw it on Channel 11.
Mount Bayou? You talking about the Mount Bayou, Mississippi area? You must be on mute. Okay, so here's the good news, you guys, so y'all will know, and I probably could have showed it, but I put it up here. But there's 108 towns here, 108 towns on this one piece of paper, 108 towns. Here's the beauty. This is the beauty, and this summer is coming, you guys. Our children need this. We need this. We got elders in Mississippi transitioning, and they don't want to leave this property to people who don't care about Black people. I'm just going to read this as fast as I can so you guys can get excited with me, because in each of these towns, we have one day set aside to meet and find out more about them. Let me just go. So we got Brooksville, Centovia, Macon, Squalic. We got Yazoo, Eden, Bentovia, Sartia, Rosedale, Port Gibson, Clarkdale, Patterson, Tunica, Starksville, Lewin, Petal, North Tunica, Raymond, DeKalb, Tunica Resorts, Belagar, Hazelhurst, Crystal Springs, Moss Point, Montrose, Lambert, Euphoria, Biloxi, Cleveland, Marigold, Walnut, Winstonville, Ocean Springs, Helena, Georgetown, Pascagoula, Coahoma, Rock Springs, Friars Point, Lyon, Belzoni, Ishola, Louise, Silver Springs, Morgan City, Sedone, Greenwood, Floral, Beechwood, Marks, Boone, West Point, Glendale, Hattiesburg, Cusco, Leland, Coverdale, Lucedale, Natchez, Canton, Charleston, Glendora, Summer, Tutwiler, Angola, Anguilla, Cary, Itabena, Rolling Fork, Bay Springs, Heidelberg, Scuba, Falcon, Holly Grove, Jackson, South Haven, Utica, Church Hill, Fayette, Sledge, Gulfport, Arcola, Greenville, Hollandale, Ross Springs, Drew, Dodgeville, Indianola, Moorhead, Batesville, Como, Cortland, Sardis, Columbus, Grenada, Meridian, Vicksburg, Centralville, Crosby, Fort Adams, Woodsville, Crenshaw, Marysville, Rayville, Terry, Durant, Goodman, Pickens, and Tachula. Whew. That's 108 towns in Mississippi, you guys. It is a thing of beauty to get to know the history, to get to know the people who all got Facebook pages. This is what it looks like. This is how we keep up with them 108 towns. That's good news, rural America. All right, what y'all think about that? Cheryl, can you come on? I know you out there moving around, but what you think about that 108 towns I just read off in hopefully 2 minutes?
Oh my God, I think that's awesome and wonderful. I don't know if we got people in all those towns, but if we don't have people, it'll be a task to try to get people to represent in all of them towns and begin just to build our network up so that we can begin to function as the great nation of people we are.
Now, I told a little bit about you, but go ahead and introduce yourself, Sister Cheryl, and what you do.
Cheryl Blackman, I guess community activist. I've been working, I guess, pretty much in the political arena for the last 30 years, in different campaigns, helping out in different areas. I am also a protocol officer in my church. I'm an elder at church. I'm a protocol officer, and what that consists of is organizing. I'm the Midwest Regional Director of Protocol. I'm over armor bearing, protocol, transportation, ushers. It's pretty much just organizing people to make sure that whenever the programs go forth, that everything moves in an orderly fashion, and pretty much based on whatever the director and the visionaire is expecting to get done. I'm pretty much like a vision grabber and just go forth and make sure the vision falls in order in the way it's supposed to go. And I'm working also with Cyron, with my wonderful governor, Denise, at 60636, helping her, organize the community in that fashion. And Cyron is appointed me as the director for the state of Mississippi. That's why I'm totally excited about all those cities and look forward to building them up and making sure that everybody understands the Black Club University's game plan to help us move and function as a great, I say it with pride, as great people who we are.
Yes. Well, I appreciate you doing that. I know you out moving around, so I'm glad you can jump on, but I did want people to just know what you bring to the table. And everyone that don't know, why Mississippi matters is because it's similar to the continent of Africa. The continent of Africa, because of white supremacy, will have you thinking that it's all animals and trees and jungle and all this here. That's what the supremacist system has us visualizing. So we too often make our first trip to Europe, to Paris, to London, when we have a gold mine sitting right there in the continent. I see Mississippi the same way. It's been told it's the poorest state in the union, it's the obese state in the union, it's all this bad. You got so many people living so good in Gulfport and down there in the water, you know, Pascagoula, Biloxi, and you got so much beauty, you got so much history there that I don't think we plan enough trips there. And we're going to work on changing that. That's why what Cheryl was saying is so important, because there's so much history there. And we can't let that white supremacist system have us looking at Mississippi negatively and downtrodden, when in fact it's the most affordable place you can go. So I just want people to know there are 9 states in America out of 50 states that's 90% white. Mississippi is the closest state to being 40% black. We don't have no state 50%. The closest to 40 is Mississippi at 37% black population. So it's important to me that we share that with every black person, that with the right amount of investment from us, we can build up Mississippi in ways we never seen. So I just wanted to make that point very clear to people, why Mississippi matters. All right, we're going to go to our first break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about safety. So we're going to be going through some of the violence and what we're going to be doing about it, what we are doing about it. So we'll be right back, you guys, in 3 minutes. Thank you. All right, everyone. Your host, Cy Smith, back at you guys. And let me get the video going here so you guys can see. Let's stop sharing here. All right, so this topic here is always disturbing. Always. Every Monday is safety day. Every Monday is safety day. And the shooting and killing of Black people, unfortunately, in our community has continued. And we need to help organize ourselves so that we can turn that around. And we have the power. God has given us the power to do it. It's a matter of us really getting in agreement and getting them coordinated so that we can do what we got to do to create opportunities for our people. So I'm going to read to you some of the unfortunate incidents. We had 49 people shot, 27 people was murdered across Black America just in 7 days. And that's 10 people shot, 5 killed in Chicago. We had 2 people shot, 1 killed in Cleveland, 3 people shot, 2 killed in Detroit. We had 4 people shot in Atlanta, no one died. 8 people shot, 3 killed inside of Miami. 4 people shot, 3 dead in Birmingham. 6 people shot, 2 died in Memphis, Tennessee. New Orleans had a whopping 8 people shot, and 5 of them passed away. Those are Chicago numbers, and for New Orleans, as small as it is, that is definitely not a good thing for them at all. Then we had 4 people shot, 4 killed inside of Dallas, Texas. In St. Louis, we had 1 person killed. This is what it looks like. 49 people shot. Let me zoom in so you guys can kind of see what that really, really looks like. In each of these cities, Chicago is linked to each and every one of these cities. We only track our 20 cities, you guys. So I'm gonna read to you real quick. And you see the little colored dots there. So Boston is linked to Garfield Park in Chicago. Underneath Boston, you see DC, green dot. They're linked to Marquette Park. Norfolk, underneath DC, is linked to Auburn Gresham. New York City, the top green one, is linked to Inglewood. I'm gonna move over a little bit. Philadelphia is linked to Chicago's Chatham neighborhood. Going straight across a little bit, Cleveland is linked to Chicago's Washington Heights neighborhood. Right above Cleveland, the green dot, Detroit is linked to Chicago's New City neighborhood. Gary, Indiana is linked to Chicago's Bronzeville. Going straight down, Memphis, Tennessee is linked to Chicago's North Austin neighborhood. Underneath that, Birmingham, Alabama is linked to Chicago's Humboldt Park neighborhood. Right of Birmingham is Atlanta. Atlanta is linked to Chicago's Garfield Park neighborhood. Going down, Miami is linked to Chicago's South Shore neighborhood. Going above Chicago, Milwaukee, Wisconsin is linked to Chicago's Woodlawn neighborhood. Going up and to the left there, St. Paul is linked to Chicago's Ashburn neighborhood. Underneath St. Paul, Kansas City is linked to Chicago's Calumet Heights neighborhood. And then St. Louis is linked to Chicago's South Austin neighborhood. Going further down, New Orleans is linked to Chicago's Washington Park neighborhood. Going over to the left, Dallas linked to Chicago's Roseland neighborhood. Then finally, West Coast, LA is linked to Chicago's North Lawndale neighborhood. And then we have San Diego linked to Governor Denise, Sister Cheryl, West Inglewood neighborhood. So in all, you guys, look at these murder totals. Look at these murder totals, unacceptable. Gary, Indiana, 48 murders last year. Chicago, 836. These numbers might be a little bit underreported. 158 murders in Atlanta. Miami, 82 murders. Was that 92 murders? We have 92. 132 murders in Birmingham. New Orleans, 202. These are majority Black. Detroit, 244 murders last year. St. Louis, 179. Milwaukee, 191. Little Milwaukee had more than St. Louis murder-wise. Dallas, Texas, 251. And Memphis, an all-time record. Never before in Memphis history, 332 murders. All right, let me put that up. Let's talk about that. So it's, the sad thing is we've been at this stopping the violence for a long time. We've been through the 1950s and 60s of fighting as a people, we fought for civil rights. Then when they gave us civil rights, then we spent the 1970s fighting for enforcement of those civil rights they gave us. Then in the 1980s, we fought mass incarceration. Then in the 1990s, we fought drugs, the crack epidemic. Then in the 2000s, we fought for jobs and school funding. Then a decade later, they closed the schools all over America. So they was fighting for closing schools and voter reform. Now, in the 2020s, we fighting for social justice. We've been fighting, you guys, since we've been here. And we're going to continue to fight as long as we got people who feel like they're supreme and they deserve to make the decisions for the world. We're going to keep fighting. But I believe we are so talented that we can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can fight, but what have we built? And this is where this comes in, that we have to have some investment on building. And so part of this summit is part of the building. We need to have something national, because the sad part about all that fighting, there are other ethnic groups making money right now as we speak. They've been making money off of us forever. And at a certain point, we have to be dynamic enough to say no more. We're not going to keep having all our attention over here fighting while you in my pocket taking money out. So when we look at the Arab-owned gas station, corner store, liquor store, the Asian-owned beauty supply store, nail salons, you got the Latinos in our community doing roofs and electrical, and anything that I'm sharing, you guys give your thoughts too. None of it is hurt anybody. Nothing I'm saying is about hurting no one. It's about not letting other people continue to exploit and take from us while we are hurting and losing our sons to murders and things of that nature. So I wanted to clear the air, because we got Black people who love everyone so much that we sometimes keep ourselves on the bottom. And I say, no, it's nothing wrong with you. I respect you more than you care about yourself and you want to do for self. Somebody got to mute. So I just wanted to put that out there, that we've been fighting for a very long time and we will continue to fight. But it's time to build, and we got these 8 teams. We got these 8 teams. And as we build who is already doing the work in these fields, what this is going to be a national structure that we, not National Black University, but we as Black people are organized in. So team 1 is our business people. It's business people in St. Louis, Detroit, Milwaukee, but them business people might be in a silo only focused on business. Team 2 is the protest. We got people who feel we got to hold them accountable. We got to get out there, and we do. But everyone isn't that type of spirit that's going to hold. Other people just go let you do it and they'll support you. So we got to respect the people who are not all team 2 protest type people. Then you got team 3, like myself, military, former military. And again, in Detroit, St. Louis, Milwaukee, what have we built so that all the former military veterans can get together and do something? You know, team 4, all our educators. What have we built so that nationwide, all 20 cities are doing something academically for our children? Team 5, construction. So much money is coming to Black America. I saw the same thing back in the 90s with Clinton, the EZ zone money, but we didn't have nothing built. So even if they gave us money to do all roads and bridges, do we got the equipment? Because we haven't been getting contracts, we haven't invested in big equipment, earth moving equipment like that. So what have we built construction wise? Team 6 is race relations. We got wonderful superstar white people who are married to Black people who are down with us. They don't like the white supremacist system. And so how are we leveraging the power, the seat at the table that they have to make Black life better? Because that's the goal here. So that's team 6. Team 7 is food. You're going to hear from Ina Jones. This is a Black queen with farms. Where are we? Where have we built a national Black way of feeding ourselves? Like, do we have that? We got pockets of it. But again, everything I'm talking about, we've been fighting. What are we building? And we got to find a way, I think we have it, to finance this building of our national being organized without no one entity or organization leading. It's about us being in position to collaborate. And the last one is team 8, Brother Lanyard Smith. That's our legal team. It's so many laws you're going to hear later on in the 4:30 hour. It's so many laws they coming up with to continue to keep us at the bottom. So where's our national strategy, Team 8, focused on watching them laws they coming up with so we can know how to best fight back. So when we talk about this murder, all of those 8 other areas is a part of this, the end result of seeing our brothers out here being shot and killed. All of that's tied. So I want to open it up. What do you guys think? I see we got the new governor on here, Kente. So go ahead, you guys. We are being recorded, so know whatever you see, others go hear it and they can play it back later. So go ahead, it's open for us to speak on the violence. Okay. Now we got superstar Jessica on here, and so I'm gonna bring her up because this queen here, you guys, I interviewed her. If you go back and watch my videos, you'll see this sister here got a story. She taught me something. I'm 47 years old. She taught me something about well, I ain't gonna tell her story. Jessica, can you cue yourself up? I'm about to bring you in, but I want y'all to know when you hear this sister, her story, you guys, tells us what we can do about making our community safer by investing in them young people, investing in the youth. Jessica, are you mic'd up? Can you go? Come on.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Woo-hoo!
What's going on?
Hey, you see how I feel about you.
Yeah.
Jessica, do your own version of your introduction. Then I want people to know why you are so important to what we got to do as a people.
Okay, so like you said, my name is Jessica. A lot of people call me Just So Real because I love to keep everything just so real. I love to be transparent and just walk in my authenticity that God has called me in. So I'm 32 years old, a millennial, grew up in foster care. Now I go to Columbia College, which is one of the top art schools in Chicago. What else can I say? I love my community. For me, after getting out of foster care, I ended up going down a wrong road for a certain amount of years, ended up in the street life in Chicago. And I've seen a lot of things out there, went through 7 years of homelessness. And so for me right now, I'm just, trying to help change the community and to see the killing stop, right? To see the killing stop among my generation and the youth generation. So I guess that's pretty much some things that I can say right now about myself, my introductory.
Now, can you, because I mean, you went so quickly, I appreciate that, but you've personally experienced some of the trauma that some of our children might be going through right now while they out here acting out. Speak on that.
So I wonder what it started. So like I said, to go back, 6 years old, got took away from my parents and ended up in a foster care system. All while going through the foster care system. So first of all, went through some abuse before I got took away, which was the reason why I ended up in the foster care system. So when I was in a foster care system, let's be honest, I went to different foster homes and I didn't grow up like the average child would grow up, far as, being nurtured and someone sitting down with me every day, doing my homework, giving me hugs, not nurturing me like a parent should. And that was due to the fact, I was in different foster homes. And so I would say that I wasn't looked at as a regular child. I was looked at as like a number for money. And so I ended up having different mental and behavioral issues. And so from a result of that, I was missing my parents and going through some molestation. I've been in the foster home being starved, and I've seen a lot of different things. And so I ended up in a street lifestyle. And so I started hanging around like a lot of different people. See, I didn't realize the reason why I was acting out until after I came out of all of that, and then I had to really think on like, man, I was really hurting. I was really going through a lot of pain. I knew the things that I was seeing in the foster home, or even when I ended up in a foster home, that I wasn't going through any like hard abuse, but I still was neglected as far as like, the nurturing part, right. Someone pointing to me, telling me, you could do anything you put your mind to, or just, all these different things. And so let's be honest, I went to the street for that. And I didn't realize or know why I went that way. So let me say this. My biological father, he comes from the street. Like my father was one of the most, and he's still out here to this day on drugs, still out in the street. So basically it was like a generational curse. It was a generational thing from both of my parents being drug addicts and being in the streets. And so I would say I desired that lifestyle because my parents didn't break that curse. So I'm pretty sure.
And Jessica, make sure you talk about what you was doing the whole way. all while you was going through that, because that's the piece I wanted to really highlight with your journaling, your writing.
Oh yeah. So, well, when I was in the system, basically what drew me to start journaling, which I wasn't aware that I was this writer because no one ever told me, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, until I got into this one classroom, but I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it as an escape to journal because I was being molested and I was just going through all these different things. And I didn't have, from my point of view, someone to talk to and someone to come save me. So I journaled. And then of course, at that time I felt like, God wasn't real or whatever. So I journaled so much. And I remember I got in this one classroom and the teacher said, I didn't want to do any of my other homework. And she said, you know what, you're going to be a writer. You're going to be a famous writer. You're going to be well known. And that planted a seed on the inside of me, though I remembered it, but I didn't meditate on that until I ended up in prison through this whole process. And to be honest with you, I put down my pen for a certain time. And then when I got in prison, that's when I picked my pen back up and I started to write. And I just had this passion to want to just tell my story after everything that I went through. And when I got out of prison, I didn't get back into the streets really deeply because I had this book. I felt like I had a purpose. So I just went after that. You get what I'm saying? With the first book that I wrote, even though I unpublished it.
Now, just let me jump in here because I want people to know what you taught me a month ago when we talked. With all the things you was going through, you was talking about how you was journaling, and I asked you, I said, what do the guys do? Because the guys can't be out there journaling. And what you said has helped me when you said for them, it's about writing rhymes and writing raps. And it dawned on me, the light bulb went off so big. And we got Brother Kente, the new governor. He's a poet on here. And it makes sense because I've been with him as he's spitting his poem. That's his way of expression. That's our men way of expressing themselves. And you say, why everybody want to be a rapper? That's therapy. That's letting them express what's on the inside, even though it might be twisted.
Yeah, but they might need help, right? But I mean, that's what's coming out of them. But yeah, like you say, he's a poet. I'm a poet as well, and so I just love to do all type of writing. But for the men, they may have a different type of gift. They may be poets. They may have the gift to rap because I know how to rap too, but I do it in a different type of way now with doing poetry. But they may have a gift to sing, or guess what? Some people, they may not be aware at the time of their gift, but you have some people know how to do graphic design and they know how to do, everyone has their own type of gift. And some people, they may not write a book. They may just do poetry. They may just only want to write a skit and turn it into a play and then only do movies. They may never write a book a day in their life. They may tell their story a different type of way. So, and some people may do, what do you call it? Painting. They may, I know this one man, I follow him. He is so cold. Like, he don't just paint the wall. He know how to create art. Like, he travels around the world and he'll come in and do your whole interior decoration in your house. And that's his not only his business, but or his gift. That is also a therapy to him. So he's a young man, a millennial. So
now we got to move on. I said to you earlier, I said, it's so important that we as a people circulate money with each other. Circulate. Keyword circulate. Blood is circulating as we speak right now. If you got a blood clot, you could be in real trouble because that's your oxygen clotting up. And so tell people how they can circulate money to support your ministry and support what you're doing. Are you selling hats, t-shirts? You got poems for sale? What? How can we circulate with you?
So I have a book coming out. It's called I'm Not Crazy, I'm Called. It's actually on pre-order right now. On my website, it's about $20 and then plus tax for the pre-order. And that'll be coming out this summer, August the 19th. Other than that, I also have a nonprofit called the Millennial Gen Z Explosion. And the Millennial Gen Z Explosion is a move of God through use of culture, creative, and liberal arts, with everything that has to do with poetry, rap, skits, plays, dancing, all these different things, but doing it all for the glory of God. That's for me, for me, the arts and God putting that together, that's what saved my life out of the street lifestyle. And I have to be honest. So I believe that for my generation, the millennials, and for the Gen Z generation, this is what they need. I know I have a gift, right? many people have gifts, but sometimes they may not be using their gift in the right way because they have so much anger on the inside of them. The only way they know how to express themselves is doing a bunch of cussing or, talking about gangbanging, because these are or in a negative way. This is what they see, right? So I believe that this move of God, this nonprofit is going to not only they're going to have their gift, but show them how you can use your gift in a positive way. It's okay to tell your story about how you were in gang banging, or how you've seen all these different things, but try to put positivity out there so it can save our youth, and we can stop seeing so many rappers being killed. We can stop. They can stop, gang banging in their raps and causing the wars to keep going on. You get what I'm saying? So I believe that this is what Chicago and the world needs in order to transform the youth generation. So
well, let me ask you before you get off. I don't know if you're going to stay on, but please type in your contact info in the chat box. Sister Cheryl is taking note so she can make sure everyone can get that. And I know Brother Elder Lanyard watched you some of it, and I know he gonna be excited because that's a man of God on the east side of Chicago. So you got two people, Kente and Brother Lanyard.
Yes,
who's excited for you. Excellent. All right. Anybody got any feedback for this queen before we move on to economics?
Yep. I want to speak life into her. I'm so proud of her. Hey, it's a pleasure to meet greatness. I'm excited just to be in the image of all of you gods. And so, sister, I just want to encourage you to keep going. Now you have a real community out here supporting you. I look forward to getting the book, promoting you. I look forward to adding value to your nonprofit organization, whatever I could do. I look forward to, I'll write a jingle for you for free, baby. However we can work. I want to promote you and support you. God is real. God is taking over. And so I'm all in for you. I'm
listen. Yes, listen.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. Excellent. All right, you guys. So feel free to stay on. I want to switch gears. We're going to talk about money, you guys. Economics. Y'all heard me. And Jessica's going to put her info in the chat box. You guys can do that. But right now, from an economic standpoint, every Wednesday is economic day to us, every single Wednesday. And the purpose of that is so that at least we can carve out time and space each week to make sure that we on target, whatever our target is. Do you know about financial investing? Do you know about 6 months budget? How much money before you start playing with a little money? 6 months, and then after that you start, investing a little bit. Do you know where the Black businesses are? Can you name 4 Black businesses at the end of each month that you circulated money with? So that Wednesday agenda is real, you guys, and that's why I wanted this queen to talk about, the financial ways of supporting her. And keep this in mind. We as Black people are richer than 41 countries in the world. Blacks in America, Blacks in the US are richer than 41 nations. And so when you think about that, it shows that God has given us everything we need economically. The challenge for us is how do we circulate and coordinate and synchronize? Because other ethnic groups are not in Black neighborhoods because they like you and they want to be your friend. They're there because there's money to be made right now. And so this economic conversation is deep right now from a real estate perspective. Russia is deeply invested in Miami. Black Miami has been bought up, and it's mainly oligarchs and Russians that bought up. And then you got the Arabs have bought up Black Detroit. So you got 2 foreign conglomerates that's taking Black real estate. Farmers in Mississippi lost, they say, almost 900 something thousand acres of land to American multinational corporations, because 6 states don't let foreigners buy real estate farmland in America. And I'm gonna read those 6 states later on because that's a good thing. Elder Lanyard is gonna talk about the political. We need to make sure that that's a law. There's no reason Black Miami should have been bought up by Russians. There's no reason Black Detroit bought up by the Middle East people. So we just got to know how powerful we are economically, and the more we circulate with each other, the better off we go be. So I want to open that up. We see Sister Tennille on here, so she's going to be speaking in a minute too. But let me open it up to you guys. Anyone got any thoughts and comments on the economics? Let me say this one thing. The G7 summit is coming up 2nd Saturday in June. That's the 7th global richest economies. It's embarrassing, Black people. Africa is not one of the 7 richest countries. And all 7 countries are rich because of Africa. Let me say that again. The G7, it was the G8, but they kicked Russia out of the G8 in 2014 when he took over Crimea. The same date he took over Ukraine, trying to take over Ukraine now, literally 2014, February 27th. But they kicked them out. So it's the G7. But them 7 global richest countries, Africa makes all of them their money. They get their raw materials from Africa. So my point is, we're getting exploited in Black America through these other ethnic groups and then the continent. And China just broke a record, $254 billion of trade with Africa. And you better believe that trade is not fair. You better believe that trade is not lifting Black Africans out of poverty. And what are we gonna do about it? So, let me open it up. Anyone got any thoughts on economics, you guys? Floor is open. Floor is open.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you for bringing these economic issues to light, Brother Sai. And we just have to do better. I know, speaking in regards to the economic piece, one thing that I'm personally going through that God is taking me through is being a better manager and a better steward over our finances, and not being so loose with it, and I thank God for the multi, because I know I done blew $1 million, so I'm so grateful for that multi, because I bet you I ain't gonna blow that next one. And I look forward to being a lender and just being an investor and helping fund things, and so I just know that it's gonna be so important, us as a culture, and individually, that we become better managers and better stewards over our finances in particular.
Yeah. And Brother Kente, Governor, the key there, every Wednesday being Economic Day, it is a simple way of having a weekly reminder in your head to make sure that we circulate with our own people. And if you can't name 4 Black businesses you circulated money with at the end of each month, that's personal accountability there. My wife can't use my 4. She got to have her own 4.
Oh, wow. That's big time. That's good. And real quick, just another note, I've already started collecting my pennies for my Nigeria, for Africa. So I'm on my economic piece with that.
That's
and man, look, not only pennies, but dollars too. I want to make that clear. I'm collecting pennies and dollars.
I'm gonna definitely highlight that, the loose change piece. So I appreciate that. We thank you, Governor. Anybody else got anything? I'm gonna bring Sister Tennille on. I gotta introduce this queen, you guys.
No, I just want to add that that is so true what he just said. Just I'm learning too to be a better steward over my money and to start budgeting. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that many times we spend money on stuff that it just makes no sense to spend money on. So it's okay to have, enjoy yourself, but be a better steward. And when you get some money, that don't mean that you just go spending it. Learn how to invest so that you can make more money. You get what I'm saying? And then you can enjoy yourself. You get what I'm saying? So yeah.
And my 10-year-old, I had to tell her that just because you get some unexpected money, the goal ain't to go and just burn it. You know what I mean? You got to make sure you take care of God. You got to make sure you are putting something away for a bigger picture. Don't just run out there. So we helped her craft what she wanted to do at 16, getting her first car. So, we had to help her, and we need people in our life to help us focus. So thank you, guys. All right. So we got this queen here that is a queen without what she's doing on Monday with me. Her organization, she's a book author, award-winning book author. I met her a long time ago. I met her children, her husband. This Sister Tennille is a fabulous spirit God is using. And from an author standpoint, she just helps a lot of other people out. And I didn't know she was as big time as she is. I've seen some of her award shows in the past. So I hope Monday she's recognizing me that I can fit the bill of what she's done in the past. So Queen Tennille, can you cue up your mic and get ready to come on in? I did the little brief introduction, but introduce yourself and tell us what's going on Monday.
Hey, Sai, and to everybody else, thank you. And y'all, please excuse me for my camera being off. I do know Zoom etiquette, but I do apologize for not being able to turn my camera on right now. But I do want to first just say that this event on Monday, I would really, all of you all are in Chicago and you're available to come, I am sending out a free invite. You all would not have to worry about paying, simply because you are connected to Psy. If you want to attend this event, it is called the Black Man Extravaganza. This is a project that God put on my heart literally last February. So it was a year ago that God put on my heart to do something to highlight our Black men. So many times when we hear about our Black men, especially in the media, it's always with a negative connotation. It's always talking about them being in jail or being arrested or all of these things. And so the concept of this project, I literally interviewed 28 Black men, and this was another point of giving us a new way to see history, right? Specifically Black history, because when we look at nowadays, a lot of this generation, so millennial, the millennials and Generation Z, when you ask them about Black history, they really don't know a lot about anybody other than just say like a Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. And so my thing is, why not retrain the way that they see our history, and to understand that your Black men, everyday heroes, to become more aware of them. So it was a two-part process to them. Number one, given to see history a little bit different, but then number two, and most importantly, shining a positive light on Black men and celebrating them for what is going on now. And so this event is comprised of 3 parts. One, there's going to be a book release, and the book release actually won't happen at the event. It'll be a few weeks into March, but the book is called Being a Black Man is Harder Than You Think. 2, and what's actually happening Monday is the screening of the documentary, which is called The 4 Eyes of the Black Man. The eyes being identity, influence, insecurity, and impact. And so the documentary itself is an hour and a half. We are going to be screening it. You guys will get an exclusive screening to this documentary. We're doing it at the movie theater on 87th and State Street in Chicago. We'll have the theater to ourselves. And then after the screening, there's going to be a Q&A session with the guys. And then there's going to be an award ceremony to which side is one of the recipients. So I am just, again, so grateful to him for all of the work that he has been doing with our Black people, what he has been accomplishing through National Black Club University. And I just really felt like it should be discussed, it should be honored, more people should know about it. And so this is just one of a small way for me to try to help acknowledge what it is that he's doing for us.
You just powerful, Queen, and I see how you went right into it. But can you tell them about your books and what you do for other people too? And then put your info in the chat box so Sister Cheryl can get it out there. But
absolutely. So I just do a little bit of a lot. I'll put it like that. So I have been in the literary realm for over a decade. I have 17 books. Well, it'd be 18 by the time I finish with this one. 18 books published. One of them is a national award-winning book. One of them is an international award-winning book. I also have a publishing company to which we've helped, I want to say, about 20 other authors publish their books in the last 7 years. And every year, for the last 6 years, I host an awards gala, and it is all about celebrating independent artists and authors. That is really my heart, is being able to provide exposure to those who are typically shunned by society at large. So whether you're talking about our Black men or you're talking about independent authors and artists, those who are trying to make a name for themselves, what I do through my organization is to help to provide exposure. And then with this organization, with the book awards every year, it's the 4th Thursday in August every year, we highlight independent authors and we celebrate them. And so if you all know, the only genres that's not allowed to enter into the book awards contest is erotic. I don't do anything erotic, anything that's excessively vulgar, profane, something that's going to have a negative light on us. I don't highlight that. But anything, any other categories, and all of that is on websites, and I'll put the websites in the chat. But I do that. I also have an organization that's called I'm Glad to Be a Woman. I've been doing that for about 3 years. We have a little over 200 women, and it's really literally just what the name says. It is all about empowering women. And this one is regardless of race, regardless of age, regardless of anything. If you are a woman, you belong in that organization. And then in June, I will actually be launching an organization that's called Creating Powerful Black Men. That was a direct result of this project. And there'll be more discussed on that on Monday. And so I sit on a board of other Black men. And the whole purpose of this is to try to save our young boys ages 10 through 21, our young Black males. We need to get them some positive role models, teach them about, financial literacy. I heard that as I was coming on, teach them more about financial literacy and about image and, just providing positive mentorship. So that is going to be the purpose of that. And there is a group on Facebook already created. So if there's anybody on Facebook and you want to join Creating Powerful Black Men, you can do so. And so, that's pretty much me.
Real quickly, how many children do you have? Because mother, you didn't highlight the motherhood.
Oh yeah, I'm a mom. I always refer to myself as being a mother of many. I gave birth to 4, but I've raised 7 children. I had my stepdaughter was first, and then I brought in my nephew and took care of him until he turned 21, and my goddaughter. So they're all the same age now. They are all 31. And then my biological children are 19, 17, 16, and 13. So yeah.
One last thing. Are you still running?
Oh yeah, I am also running. I am. You know what? Side knows a little bit more than that. I forget sometimes. I do so much. So yes, so I am also running for the commissioner of the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District. So if you are a resident of Cook County and if you are a registered voter, then you can sign that petition. Those petitions will be available. I am the chairwoman of the Cook County Green Party, and that literally just happened not even a month ago. I think this was a couple weeks ago. I was elected as the chairwoman of the Cook County Green Party. And prior to that, they asked if I would run as commissioner to represent them. And so I'm doing a little bit of a lot, as I say.
You said that. No, that's exactly what you said. And I say that for last, Tennille, on purpose, because I wanted people to feel you as a person first, your energy, your spirit, know your family background, and then make sure that they know you are taking a risk and putting your name in the hat to help serve in the political realm. Now, Brother Lanyard is on here. He's in your zip code. So you and Lanyard should definitely be connecting. Y'all in the same zip code. And he's pushing all things in all our zip codes, voter registration. So y'all got a reason to interact. Any last thing, because I got to move on to construction real quick.
Oh yeah, no, I just want to thank you. And like I say, for me, it's definitely taking a chance and connecting my name with this, because I don't consider myself a politician at all. And I tell people that all the time. This is just, another gift. I'm an organizer. So regardless of what realm I'm in, that's what it is to bring to the table. And so one who lives in the Cook County area, I would love if we could get your names on a petition. But to the other gentlemen, absolutely, let's connect. So thank you again so much for that opportunity, Si.
Appreciate you, Queen. And feel free to stay on if you want to, but I know you got to run too. So thank you. Absolutely. All right, you guys. All right. So as y'all can see, God is moving in people's spirit. It's a lot of good things happening. I want to talk real briefly on team number 5 out of 8 teams. Team number 5 is our construction team. And I'm gonna say this, there's so much money, infrastructure money coming down the pipeline from President Biden's administration. And the sad part is, are we organized? Are we ready? Are we in position to take advantage of it? And so on the agenda, I'm saying, and you guys chime in on this, who needs their doorbell fixed? Who has that outlet that doesn't work? Who has a porch that it needs to be repaired? Who has a shingle missing off their roof? How can we create a list of small things, but little nuisance things in our house that need repairs? We have from the brick masonry team, carpenter team, HVAC, electrician team. We got the welders, so painters, plumbers. So all of these people that's in the work realm of using their hands in a skilled trade, let's make sure that we know who they are, husbands, spouses. Let's get that info in. We know what zip code they're in, so that now we can give those little tasks to the children, the teenagers that love working with wires, love working with wood, love working with welding. And this will give them real life experiences. And the biggest thing is it allows our people that's in them fields to have some young people to transition that knowledge to outside of the legal unions and all that type of stuff. We got enough home repairs that we can have a reason to circulate money, circulate the transfer of skills to our younger generation. And then on a higher level, having those political conversations on how we can tap into this money that's coming down, these trillions of dollars. So that's my view on Team 5 construction, but it's open. Anybody got any comments on anything dealing with repairs, construction?
Yeah, Brother Sai, this is Elder Lanyard Smith. You know I'm gonna chime in on this. I think it's critical to your point, especially we kind of behind the power curve when it comes to the infrastructure dollars. However, we definitely need to take control over the the construction and just learning to get that skilled labor skills under our belt and to help the rebuilding in our own communities. So I'm with you 100%. There's so much property that needs to be rebuilt in our own communities, and we need to try to get control over the Cook County land-based properties, as well as these properties that are owned by the city, and get people to get these young guys starting to work on some of these properties and getting those back into back into the system for them to be sold or whatever.
Yep. Yeah. Now, and Elder Lanyard, the key, because I hope I got you, because at 4:20 we're gonna be shifting, talking about elections, voter registration. So hopefully we're gonna have you so we can you can chime in on what we're doing together, evangelism and grace. You're gonna still be on at 4:20?
Yeah. Okay,
perfect. Hey, listen, you guys, the power is in what we do collectively, and them construction dollars are coming with or without us. Let's get those lists together so we can have a reason. And people might blow that off, but I got young men right now that they want to do something, and I know it's a trust factor. I don't want them in my house, then they breaking in later. We got mitigations for that to make sure that you would know that this young man is coming from these elders who's going to make sure he do right. So the main thing is make a list of what home repairs you need done, and let's talk. All right, so let's shift gears on education. I was hoping Kendra Johnson would have jumped on here. Kendra Johnson, I'm gonna speak about, she's our superstar out of Gary, Indiana. She is like Natasha Dunn in Chicago South Shore. These are education gurus. I mean, they are focused on all things academics, and both of them are mother of successful children when it comes to education. What I want to say on that, and it's open for you guys to chime in with us, the educational system as it was designed is working. When people say the education system isn't working, it depends. There are always people who benefit from the conditions that unfortunately we suffer from. So it's working for them. It's not working for us. But guess what? We didn't build that system. It was their system. So I always tell people the key, the way I see it, we have to make sure that we the first teachers. We have to make sure that we know other people who are academically sound, because we might not all homeschool our children, but it's certain things that we should always be in better position to make sure the children are getting it from our vantage point. Black History Month, that's cool for them. Black history is every day for us. So what National Block Club University is doing and making sure that we get out there is that we know where all of our kindergartners are by zip code. We know where all our first graders are by zip code, second, third, all the way up until 12th grade. And we call them universities, 12th grade university, third grade university. But what it really is just making sure that we know where they are. And once we know where they are, now we make sure that we can connect. So if you got a third grader struggling with fractions, and over here we got a fourth grader that loves math, we're going to make that connection because it makes sense for that. So that way that third grader don't have to be in school being ridiculed, getting tutored. They able to get tutored with the neighbor on the next block that you didn't know. But because of us having a list of every one of them grades, it put us in a position to connect dots, and every child loved one subject out of all the subjects. So by knowing that, again, if you love math, this person hates math, that's some possibilities there. You love reading, they hate reading, you know? So let's just make sure we take education in our own hands, but it starts with our inventory. It starts with us knowing third, fifth, ninth grade, and each grade help the next grade. So I just wanted to put that out there from the education standpoint, and then we go switch and talk about our food and health with Sister Superstar Ina. But anyone got any comments first on education? Feel free to jump in.
Yeah, real quick, speaking of the education piece, as I'm working in the schools and literally just came from a youth forum, and I connected with this young lady. What she stated was, because I'm listening to the youth, and she said, bottom line, the young people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's in regards to the teachers, the parents, any educational person, you know. So yeah, this education piece is important, man, and it's gonna be important that we educate our young people on themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said, it's all about design. It's working for ones who are benefiting off of us. And real quick from Dr. Miles Monroe, he stated how, of course, the educational system is designed to employ instead of deploy. And so in regards to this education piece, I like Steve Harvey. He's speaking in regards to, man, get your gift, find your gift, because your gift will make room for you. This education piece is good because what's the example of that? We got family members. I have family members who degreed up and not working in that field. How you got a whole degree, bachelor's, master's, whatever, and now you the supervisor at Subway, baby, it ain't adding up. You know
But don't put Subway down there, I can't say, but I know what you're saying.
Right. So bottom line, man, that give piece, and I'm 100% with that self-education piece, because we learn every day. That's why I have a poem called School for Life. Yeah, we just have to, man, be more mindful of our gift in regards to with our young people, making sure we're stressing that as well as the education, because we know that's important too. You have to know how to read and write. It's just some life skill type of stuff.
And we got to separate those degrees and education from, like you say, everyone should have critical thinking. So that way you can challenge everything that's put in front of you, you know. And sometimes we associate education with remembering, you know what I mean? Just go through the formality, but no, you need to be able to analyze and critique anything put in front of you. So thank you guys for that dialogue. And so let's switch gears. And I'm gonna put this out there. This sister I'm about to bring on, this lady is on fire. She's on our website when they talk about food. She's doing some wonderful stuff. Superstar Ina Jones. I met her maybe 3 years ago in January. And I've been rolling with her ever since. Last name J. Jones, F through K last name. So that matches there. But there's a war on food, you guys. And in Florida, they have passed laws where you can't even have a garden in your yard, because the food industry, certain ones want to make certain that they can provide the food and not you. That's from my research. And them laws, them same people are trying to pass these laws in other states as well. Ina, are you there? Can you cue your mic up, Ina, so we can make sure?
I am here. How you guys doing?
Go ahead, superstar. Who are you and what you do?
Well, I am Ina Jones, owner of Roots and Vine Produce and Cafe, and founding director for Green Table Talks. We are aiming to be a chain of convenience market cafes starting in Inglewood, here in Chicago, and Our nonprofit helps Black farmers, urban growers, and co-ops increase their economic threshold by buying from them and finding new markets for them to sell their products and their produce.
And you're not just talking, right? Like where are you right now? You're at the place of business now, right?
Yep, I'm at the warehouse where we do food and product development for the farmers and health and beauty product development for the farmers, as well as I have a ghost kitchen restaurant here.
And right now you're getting ready to open up what?
Our first convenience market cafe in Inglewood on 66 and Sangamon. We do also have a farm in Poland, Georgia, and I'm a partner in a co-op called Ag First Community Co-op, where we help the farmers, not just in Georgia, but in North Carolina, Florida, and Alabama, Mississippi. We sell their products and help them find new markets for their produce. So
now,
we're so
let me brag about you.
Yeah.
Let me brag about you. You also are in real estate. You're a car dealer. You're a mother.
Yeah, I have my dealers. Like anything that helps me be, economically sound. I try my best to invest in those things. So I do small business consulting. So I help business owners incorporate real estate into their portfolio. And so I'm also a real estate broker focusing on the commercial side, but I will do residential, buying and selling. And I am a licensed with the City of Chicago general contractor.
and what we do last summer with the watermelons?
Oh yeah, we sold over 10,000. Well, we sold over 1,000 watermelon only in Chicago. But altogether, I sold, and especially with you guys' help, that was phenomenal. We actually didn't have enough watermelon,
Right.
and because once people knew we had it, we were out. We were sold out. I think I still owe out maybe like 20 watermelon. I'm in debt.
But what was so powerful about that? That came from your farm down in Georgia, and so it was Black farmers. It was a Black person who drove the watermelons up here, so Black transportation, and then Black people bought it and ate it and loved it. So that's all Black. I love it.
Absolutely. I can't go nowhere without nobody asking me about these You got watermelon this summer? And yes, we will. We are harrowing the land as we speak, within the next few weeks to get it ready for watermelon season.
Now you also help because you're a herbalist too. So like if someone's suffering from gout, someone's suffering from some medical things, you teach them on what they should be putting in their body to be healthier. Can you speak on that?
Yep, I've been a chef and an herbalist for over 25 years, right out of high school. I've been very, very passionate about herbalism for the majority of my life. And so I learn about them and I help. And that's one of the things that I want to incorporate into our grocery stores to help our community understand. Yep, that's perfect. Just put a little of that fettuccine sauce in there and some fresh Parmesan, please. Okay, you can do it. It's gonna take 2 minutes. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. And
well, we know but this is a list A through Z, because I want people to get this, and then I want you to get your thoughts on this. What do you buy out of your house right now that we can get over to Ina and other Black farmers? And like beets, broccoli, butter peas, cabbage, carrots. Like what is it you're buying now? Because even people on Link, government assistance, they can spend that money with you, and that empowers you to help with the farm growth, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
so that's what I wanted everyone to know. When she opens up, it's important that because what I found the Hispanic community does, they got several Hispanic stores, and you don't see them in Walmarts. Like I did a study in Georgia Walmarts, I did it in Tennessee Walmarts, and then in Indiana, Illinois. And I said, I don't see the Hispanic community in the produce sections. And what I had some conversations with people, they said because they have their produce stores and they make sure that they circulate it there. And I said, that's just Makes sense. So what's your thoughts on that, Ina?
I definitely agree. And that's, and I'm encouraging our farmers. That's the reason why I developed the co-op, so we can grow a variety of things, and I can help them and I can encourage them to grow a variety of things. And that could be quite expensive, instead of we also all growing collard greens and, turnip greens and this and that, and the other butter beans. We have to start diversifying what we grow. But in order to do that, they have to be able to make some money. Because for one, all those different things cost to grow. They all have their different harvest seasons, their own different requirements, things like that. So it takes money, they also can't eat all of what they grow. So I have to be able to have an avenue of which for them to sell it, to offer it to other people. And that's why we created the grocery store, created Roots and Vine.
Well, make sure you put your information in the chat box. Sister Cheryl, go make sure everyone get it, your website, phone number, how people reach you, because you bring too much to society, and we got to make sure we circulating and supporting you. Anything coming up we should know about?
Well, we're looking forward to our inspection to be able to grand open this spring. We had a few minor setbacks, but all in all, they are minor. We're still moving forward with our renovations and everything, and they're gonna be complete relatively soon. Our website is down for maintenance. We're adding some information, adding our application list. And one of the main points I really want to offer and let the community know, all of our grocery stores will be employee owned. So the employees that we intend to hire, we intend for them to be business partners in the near future within 3 years. And that will be all of our stores. So we're really focusing with the community on generational wealth, because it's not about the money for us. My vision is not about the money that it'll bring for me, but the health and wealth and reducing the food-related illnesses for our community, and for them to get intimate with foods and things that they don't they think is out of their reach, get more familiar with things. So people won't get excited about CMOS.
All right. Well, thank you, Queen, for taking time out. Feel free to stay on. We go shift gears and switch over to policy and the legal process. So I want to give people.
Thank you for having me. I do have to go. I would, stay around, but I got a kitchen to run and got to get out of here, and I got another meeting at 6 o'clock. So I appreciate you guys, and I love what you're doing. So I thank you for always including me.
Oh yeah, you already know. It'll be on YouTube too. You can watch it later.
Okay, talk to you guys later.
Excellent.
Right, take care now.
Cool bean. All right, you guys. So right now we are at the 420 mark. And so now I want to shift gears and really, really talk about everything you've heard so far. There are people who we pay our tax dollars to who get to decide. And if we're not engaged and aware, they get to decide for us. And so the fact is, you're paying now. Every time you buy something, they're getting the money. That's how they're able to pay themselves and operate. And so when we talk about policy makers, politicians, people who make policy, and they use our money to make them policies, it's so important that we are engaged to make sure that they're making policies that we want to see them make. So this brother I'm about to bring on now, we've been rolling for 3 years now. We got the same last name. I'm sure our ancestors was on the ship together, and Elder Lanyard here. And we met because he has the same structure, zip code leaders. We call ours governors. He called them zip code leaders, and it's primarily in the same neighborhoods. So when people talk about non-for-profits working together, this is an example of what that looks like, because we've been communicating for 36 months now and synchronizing what we do so that the Evangelism of Grace, that's the name of the group, can be married up with our zip code governors like Governor Denise, Governor Kente. So, Brother Lanyard, can you introduce yourself, and then let's talk about this, what we're doing on the policymaker side.
Hey, well, first of all, Sai, thank you for having me. It is definitely an honor to be working with you. And to your point, I mean, I almost don't even want to smile, because that's just how serious stuff is right now. and the things that are going on. But, the name of our organization is called the Evangelism of Grace, and we are a ministry of the Apostolic Church of God under the leadership of Dr. Byron T. Brazier. And you all probably know the history of apostolic. It has large roots going back to what you all probably know, Bishop Brazier. So it's an honor to even be a part of that legacy. But yeah, so what we're doing right now with the Evangelism of Grace is so critical. And I believe, in nothing happens by happenstance in the kingdom of God, whether you believe or you don't believe. There is a fact that, everything has to have been created. And I believe that we are operating in times that are prophetic. And I believe that it's not by happenstance that Brother Sai and myself have gotten together. And over these past few weeks and months, it's becoming even that much more apparent with the people who God has literally have put into our life. We are making some serious connections. The long and short of it is that the Evangelism of Grace is a ministry that is made up of leaders that go to the Apostolic Church of God who live in all of the zip codes throughout the city of Chicago. So that means that we literally could have a leader from our church in each zip code. So that it represents the congregation. But more so than anything, what it does, it creates creates what we call a sustainable grid for us to be able to establish what is probably more important than any digital infrastructure, because what it does, it actually establishes relationships, which is more important than anything. Before there was a telephone, there were people talking. They were over in Africa, they was beating drums. So, they was always communicating. So it's important for us to get back to I call it black to basics, and where we got to get back to communicating one-on-one with people, because at the end of the day, if they took away the infrastructure for the internet and all of that, what we gonna do? We gonna be shut down? Absolutely not. We need to be able to communicate no matter what, whether they shut down the internet or not. And so therefore, it's so important for us to have boots on the ground, grassroots communication structure to be able to deliver any kind of information. All right, to be able to deliver the resources, everything that Sai is talking about, everything that he's been doing for these many years, it's just so appropriate, so relevant for the times. So we've been able to get together and be able to merge our two platforms together. Size is much more detailed, so it's it's an easy fit for us to come on in there and collaborate with him, and to be able to just build out and just continue to build and develop relationships. And that's really what this whole thing is about for us. So right now, we're really focusing in on these elections that's coming up. Today we started our voters education and registration. See, it's one thing to get people to register, but it's more important for them to understand why they need to register and vote. You see, so that's really what we're on a campaign to do, is not only get you to vote, but to tell you why you need to vote. And all of this stuff that's going on. And the beautiful thing about what Sai does is he's all about educating people. He's all about telling you why, what's going on in the Ukraine, and what's going on, and why is that important for us? How does that impact Black people? He is so on point. How in the heck is the Africa not a part of the G7? That don't make no. It just don't up. And that, as my pastor say, that dog don't hunt. You know what I'm saying? So and that's the beautiful thing is if we're not connected as a people like we are right now in these forums and don't get demystified by the numbers, because we got to keep moving. I don't care if we got 2 people, we got to keep moving. Okay. So that's really what we are about. I'm about connecting all organizations. You know, I don't care if you I don't care if you Catholic or whatever your religion is. It don't matter at this point. If you for our people, you follow me? Muslim, Protestant, apostolic, it does not matter at this point. We all together, we all got to move together for the benefit of our people. So that's kind of the opening. I didn't get started yet.
But now the power though, Elder, and I want to make sure, Sister Cheryl, I don't know if you met Sister Cheryl yet, but you're right. There's some coalitions forming that haven't been together before, and it's going to create something special for the city this summer. So I thank you. Anyone have any questions for Elder Lanyard? Statements, questions? All right. So Elder, please, if you can, hang on that, because I'm about to put some stuff out here that I think, again, it goes back to, like you say, what we got to do as a whole and collectively. So legally, when we talk about laws that's out here, that's why the voter registration piece is so important, you guys. It used to be where they say, if you don't vote, you don't have a voice. And the problem with that is they're still taking your money. So I think if we tell people from that standpoint, now it's more of a duty, because they're going to take your money whether you vote or not. And when they take your money, they're going to possibly use that money to work against you. With all due respect to every other ethnic group, from a legal perspective right now, it is being pushed down nationally that people who are not documented are on the same level playing field as everyone else. And this is coming down from one political party. And to me, when you have Black people, and Black men in particular, who got unjustly caught up during the drug time, when right now non-Black people are making tons of money off the same drug, to have people who, whether you overstayed your visa or came over across illegally, you violated what they said was the law, but they let you get over, they let you slide because it's not a certain way. To me, it is just so grossly wrong. This whole nation haven't done right by Black people and the descendants of what we've been through. So to now have someone else come in and we're competing is just totally unacceptable. We need politicians who's not afraid to talk about Black, African, and we love everyone. But just like a stepdaddy and a biological daddy, when biological daddy do right by his son, that's an expectation. When stepdaddy do right by his stepson, that's like over and beyond. We must make sure that we are doing what's expected, which is this is Black people taking care of Black people. Anyone that don't want Black people to take care of themselves, you got to look yourself in the mirror and say that. So there are laws being passed right now where you don't need driver's license, you don't need ID, but for Black people, we've had to have those things. So we need to make sure from a legal standpoint that we are not pushed in the background, we're pushed underneath something for the sake of being all inclusive. The inclusiveness can't push us to the back is my point. So I got some numbers here. And I think this is, again, why they want to keep us as Black people. We are 46 million strong based on the census of 2020. 46 million Black people, racial. We're the largest racial group in the United States of America. You got ethnicity and you got race. We're the largest racial group. At 43 million, German Americans are the second largest US racial group. They are the largest white European group in America, the German Americans, German ancestry. 37 million is the Mexican Americans, and 32 million are the Irish Americans. Those are the 4 largest racial groups in the United States per the US Census. Why does that matter? Because of course this nation, due to racism, flooded Europeans here because there was more Black people here during all those years. So immigration, they flooded Europe. So that's when all these other ethnic groups came to this country. So the Irish and Ireland, where they descended from, only holds 7 million people. And Irish had to come here because they only can produce food 4 times a year, 4 months out the year. And so the key there is when they talk about go home, it's not enough space. So the Irish have to be somewhere, and the United States is where they are. Most of the police forces in the United States is Irish, 80%. That's why when deaths occur, whether it's LA or Detroit, they play the bagpipe. The bagpipe, that's Irish, that's from Ireland. And so when we talk about from a legal perspective, a lot of stuff is anchored into the supremacy. And I can't be mad at the Irish for making it all about them. Can't be mad at the German married making it all about them. But we can't be looked down upon when we talk about all about us. You know what I mean? Now, when you love people, you know what I mean? You make room for everyone, but it's a problem when Black people, we got to say people of color. No, I'm saying Black people. Because right now with the census remap, the Black and Brown coalition, they talking about what needs to be carved out for their community. They're not talking coalition no more. And I just want to be able to say this to you guys so y'all know where I'm coming from. I love everyone. You know, I'm a Christian born again, but I know the need to speak to and support Black people. So those numbers I wanted you to have, because laws are being made, unfortunately, that don't benefit the largest racial group in the United States of America, and that's on us. So let me open it up. You guys have any thoughts and perspective on that?
Hey, real quick, Si, you right on point as usual. And real quick, in regards to our elder, the man of God, I would like to just help out in that voting capacity in any way possible. As I thought about, I do have some poems speaking to the importance of voting in regards to our young people in particular, you know, being able to relate to them and help them understand the importance of this thing as far as getting involved early in regards to the church aspect with the youth department, you know, just sharing it in different ways, making it creative so they'll catch on. Like, this is why it's important to start looking into this process. If you're in 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, understand your vote matters. Learn this political game because they influence everything, you know, and you can have some skin in the game. So I'm willing to help out in that capacity. And real quick, as you were just stating, it's sad, man, on how brothers getting locked up over the weed, and now some white men want to come and say it's okay now, and now it's legal. But brothers been suffering all these years and getting records and stuff, and now it's so sad, man. And that's why I'm so grateful that I'm not a part of this world, you know, because this world is so sick and so confused and backwards. I thank God just for being God. You hear me? For the separation, man. Because this world is sick. That's it.
Hey,
Well,
brother Si, you know, first I got to chime in. I got to chime in.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So first of all, me and Cheryl, I'm Reverend Cheryl, Elder Cheryl Blackman. We are connected. Brother Kente, man, it'll be a pleasure to work with you, my brother. And matter of fact, we have an initiative right now where we're working with the Chicago Peace Initiative. And that is our focus on working with these young Black brothers, because, you know, they want to call them criminals, but most of them are operating out of necessity, you know, because they put us in that situation where they ain't give us no options. Yep. They just like this, you know. So I ain't gonna take up all of the time. But the bottom line is this, brothers. You know, we gotta focus, and that's the reason why we got to get Black to basics. Because they're not giving us anything. We got to create our own resources. We got to trade amongst each other. And to be very honest with you, a lot of the Black people that have already made it, they feel they all comfortable. And it's not, but it's a lot of those who are not comfortable, who are not making it, who are scraping just to get by. Them are the ones we trying to focus on Okay, so I'm not gonna belabor this, but yes, brother Kente, I would love for us to get together, and matter of fact, we're gonna make sure we get together. Okay.
And Elder, that's the new governor, 60639. So your
Okay.
contact on the west side, that's the new governor there.
Oh, beautiful.
And I'm gonna say this because you crabs in the barrel. Let's challenge that thought when they say we are crabs in the barrel. Because if you think about it, what is the crab on the bottom to do? Just lay there and get suffocated?
No.
Like, think about that. Who put them in the barrel? They weren't born there. That's who we should be criticizing. And we know who put them in the barrel. And it wasn't us. Who put Black people in this boat that we're in? We didn't ask to be here. We didn't say, hey, do this to me. Someone who was insecure, possibly evil, did this. And so we got to look at who put the crabs in that barrel, not that they trying to get air and get out. We should commend them for trying to get out, you know?
Yeah. Brother Sai, real quick, you know,
yes,
it's so important that we understand this battle. See, Black people, we got to get used to just fighting, because we're going to be fighting until Jesus comes. All right, as far as I'm concerned. So you got to be used to being in battle. All right. This thing is demonic, man. It makes no sense. It's demonic, but that's okay, because at the end of the day, we got to keep fighting. So let's just get used to it.
That poet said, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest warriors.
There you go. Hey, I'm a warrior, baby.
So we got also to highlight is the conventions, because I want to make sure that you guys at least, and the people that's going to watch this later, the NAACP has been fighting for a long time, you guys, on the legal side. So Rose Joshua, she couldn't be on with us today, but Rose Joshua and I are working to help boost membership. The membership is $30 a month, $30 a year. What I told her we're going to do with Team 8, which is our legal team, is we're going to be pushing for people to just carve out within a 12-month calendar. Can you just carve out $30 to build up? Because Rose is a lawyer. She's an Army veteran. She's the head of the NAACP Southside. And when we got someone that's doing all of that stuff, with more money, with more resources, she can do more on all three of them fronts, from the military veteran standpoint, the legal standpoint, and the organization. So helping her is what I told her we're going to be promoting every fourth Tuesday of the month, is trying to get people who's willing to just do that $30 a year just to support her. Any thoughts on that? Then we go switch gears and talk about the conventions.
No, I think that's very important, that we have to make that NAACP a part of our conversation on a regular basis, and we need to understand exactly what the works that they're doing. So I think that's great.
And then real quick, just to add to that, I apologize.
No,
the NAACP piece. I know the West Side branch with President Carl Brinson, and that was I used to do a Taekwondo class with him. And but he's the president of the West Side branch NAACP, and I know they just got 1.some million for a collective of about 7 different organizations to come together to do some work. So I don't know if that ties into anything and makes sense, but I know. Go ahead.
It's good that you got a relationship with him, because that was what I told Rose. She was saying, Si, how you gonna say that to West Side, that they should support us? And that's why I made that statement about who she is as a human being first. NAACP is a tool, it's a vehicle, but she as a Black woman is doing something to help children out on the West Side all over. But if you got a relationship with that brother, let's see if we can synchronize, because what we see, unfortunately, sometimes our non-for-profits operate in silos and cliques. So supporting them is like supporting the divide. You know what I mean? Like when you support them, now you're supporting someone that don't want to work with everybody. So if you're saying that brother's good, let's collaborate and synchronize, because that's what it's about, how we coordinate together.
So can I say something behind that?
Yes, ma'am.
I know Carl Brinson, and they did receive that grant last year. That's the R3 grant, which a lot of non-for-profits are filing this year for it. He's very collaborative, if that's the right way to say it. And I did speak with him about that, because I was trying to figure out why the South Side didn't get that. I mentioned it to some of the Southside branch people last year when they was had got the grant and was filling it out. And it's to the point it goes back again, you got to collaborate with people, and you have to be able to pull different groups and different organizations in, and I guess because their membership was probably pretty much built up because they got it for the youth. So they had a lot of youth programs that they were doing in the Southside branch. So as we build up the South Side, I would definitely strongly suggest to Rose, to make sure that we begin to bring in a lot of youth groups and organizations and programs that can be a part of pulling in the grant for something like that next year. For the next go round. And matter of fact, if she can do it right now, they got a grant coming up on March the 26th that needs to be applied for.
Now, do you know Rose already though, Cheryl?
I know her a little bit. I met her a couple of times. She did give me and donate me some stuff to my family reunion, so I do remember her. So I do know her spirit, and I know an attorney that works with the South Side, and I know Deanna Little, who's part of South Side right now, that's working closely with them.
Well, I'm gonna make sure I link y'all together because y'all
absolutely.
need. Yeah, that'll be powerful. That'll be real powerful. Excellent. So what you're looking at right here. This here is CATS, Conventions, Appreciations, Tours, Summits. So right now we're going to talk about the conventions, but I want to just highlight bigger picture here. I want to zoom in so you guys can really see this. So anyone that's in apparel, beauticians, chefs, DJs, entertainers, restaurants, seamsters, or travel agents, that group, we want to meet them and we want to ask them to help make sure that the Gary, Indiana conventions happen each and every month so that our children that want to be a teacher, doctor, lawyer can attend the teachers convention, the doctors convention, the scientists convention. And the conventions are just us gathering together to make sure the retirees, the adults and the youth know each other and they come up with a theme. That's the biggest takeaway for the conventions. What is the national theme for all of our nurses? And that's what the convention should be, the takeaway. When they all meet from all over the country, what is the takeaway? The theme for next year might be nurses helping out with X, Y, and Z. Okay, now that we know that theme, now everyone go back to their cities and work on that theme. And then next year when they come together, they get a new theme. So these themes is really how we're going to be able to collaborate. And so I just wanted to put that out there. The C in CATS is for the conventions. And that gives us a reason to build up almost 90% Black city, Gary, Indiana. And it gives our Chicago children a place to come any weekend because there's 52 of those a year, 51. The next one, the A in CATS is appreciations. Anyone that runs a beauty supply store, car wash, cellular phone store, cleaners, daycare, gas station, if you're a landlord, if you own a liquor store, nail salon, we want to work with you to help make sure that every month, and that's not filled in, that every month we're showing love. This month, every February is brother appreciation. Do you have a brother that we want to make sure we nominate him so we can show love, whatever zip code they're from? Next month is male cousin month. So it's 12 months of all family members showing love from auntie to grandmama, granddaddy, but it's an excuse, y'all. All it is an excuse to honor somebody. So that gets the love train going. And these are the businesses that help put some money behind that. All right, the T in CATS is for the tours. Any accountant, barbers, dentists, doctors, funeral home, landscapers, lounges, massage therapists, or moving companies, we want to make sure that they putting some resources behind the tours. So me and Elder Lanyard was just talking about next month, the tours in Garfield Park, West Side, Chicago. Kente is a West Sider. So just imagine Kente and the West Side is getting ready to receive everyone bringing their talents and gifts to that neck of the woods. That's the benefit of the tour. It gets all the Black neighborhoods able to agree to go in and whatever they bring to the table, but bring it into that one concentrated area and overwhelm them with love and hopefully get them to agree to come on tour on the opposite side of town next month. All right, so those are the businesses we asked them to financially help with that. Then the last one is the summit. And this summit is always in Chicago because this is the global headquarters. So any mechanics, any book authors, any bricklayers, carpenters, corner store owners, electricians, journalists, martial arts, lawyers, marketers, painters, plumbers, or salespersons, put the resources behind what we are doing right now. This should be literally people from all over coming in, the Milwaukee people coming in, the St. Louis people coming in. So that way in their cities, they're using a whole month getting ready for their trip up to the national headquarters, Chicago, so that they can get an update on what's happening. That's an excuse for them to travel, meet new people, build their networks. And so that's what this whole CATS is. I wanted to make sure you guys really knew that that's the CATS, and that's what it can do for all 20 cities when they coming up here for whether it's the convention in Gary or Chicago for the summit. Any thoughts on that, you guys?
Can you hear me, Brother Saad? Yeah, so I think that this is a system that we just got to get. I got to get it. I got to get it memorized and just understand how all of these things come together, because I definitely want to make it part of what we're doing. So yes. I think it's just part of getting indoctrinated, just putting it in, no, just literally making it part of the system that we're already doing, because it just fits so comfortably with what we're doing.
Yeah. And the beauty though, Elder, the influence that you have already, like it's already been beneficial. It's already been helpful. But like you say, once people get more comfortable with it, now people, you know how you could be in a meeting, but you uneased. Then when you get comfortable, you can kind of loosen up. That's all. Like we just got to get people comfortable so they can loosen up and bring their full self to their own people. Because that's all this is us loving and taking care of us. That's all.
That's it.
So I appreciate that. So you guys, we are wrapping up. I do want to just tell you that because of COVID, we've been doing the Zooms with getting people together. The nurses is coming up next weekend, the nurses. So if you have a nurse, a nurse, please connect them with me for now, and I'm going to link them in. So hopefully next Saturday, we can get them at least on the Zoom still. I'm thinking probably end of April, May, we can get ready to really have the physical coming together again. The Grant Theater is our guaranteed location we have in Gary, Indiana. And we want to help everyone buy up real estate in Gary, Indiana, because these conventions are a mainstay. And so that'll help get real estate in everyone's economic portfolio. And we have a way of helping people do that. But it's other groups shouldn't be coming to Gary buying it up like they did Black Detroit, Black Miami. If we know this industry is going to be here, this convention industry, we know it's going to be built up. So let's get ready to invest in there. All right, so that's it. Let's go around, closing remarks from everybody, and then we can close out, you guys. Any thoughts on that first? Then we'll go around. All right. So, Brother Kente, what do you have, brother? Anything coming up? Closing remarks for you from today's agenda?
Man, I am just so replete, man. I'm honored, man. I truly thank God for even just being a part of something like this. I want to apologize to you, Si, for taking so long to be a part of this movement here, brother. This is God's work at its finest. You hear me? This is God's work, and I'm honored to be a part of it. And I just speak it because I know where 2 or 3 are gathered, man, God is in the midst of that thing. And God know my heart as God is continuing to elevate me on this platform as an artist around this nation. My music promotes life and love. And so I'm under the same acto, the Lil Baby, Lil Durk and all them boys, but I just don't curse and stuff. But I'm coming with the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so I look forward to being a major sponsor. I look forward to investing top dollar into the NBCU so we can make it do what it's supposed to do out here, man. And all this is just helping us as a people. Man, I'm about to, every platform God sends me on, and actually starting Monday. I just turned up yesterday at Reeving thing. Now I'm a part of, man, Monday, I just took a picture with Sister Africa yesterday, and she invited me to speak to her men on man, you lucky I hate I didn't even think about it I just had the platform today, just come from a circle of youth and stuff. But Monday, I'm gonna let these men know about this National Black Club University. Like, come on, y'all, we building each other.
Now, you know what I'm gonna say, because the organization don't matter. It's Black people coming together. It's the networking. Because like with Brother Lanyard, you see what Brother Lanyard brings to the table too. So the biggest thing is there's this process that causes us to do this. Let's do this. Like that. That's the key. Because in the past, it's been about organizational gang banging. My group. We ain't into that. This is about us doing this. We love each other. Let's do this together. So that I just put that in your spirit. But can you tell them, where did you go out of town with us at and when?
Man, I went to New York, man. And, it was an amazing experience. My first time going to New York was with you all as a chaperone with the young people, as God has called me to be a champion for health and for our youth out here, as the #1 Chicago youth public speaker in this city, soon to be launched across this nation. And it was an honor.
But real quick, Kente, did that trip do anything for them teenagers? Do you think, just so Elder Lane, you never know, did that trip to New York help them kids?
Man, I believe that trip, it truly did. Bottom line, one word: exposure. Exposure. You got young people in Chicago that don't even leave off the block. And you know what I'm saying? So it was major exposure, man. And so I look even forward to helping create sponsorships, you know, get these dollars so we can do more of those trips for these young people. You know, expose them more and more. So that's why I look forward to God putting me in a position where we ain't gotta ask nobody no more. You dig? I'm putting down my own million. And we can do what you want to do.
Well, let's go, Sister Cheryl. We closing out, Sister Cheryl. Anything coming up? Any closing remarks?
I'm in the same vein as it can. I'll be putting my million down too, as soon as it come in. I'm just totally excited about the Black Club University, the zip code, evangelism, and everything, because it is our time, it is our season. We can do it. We can govern our own barrel. Since they got us in a barrel, let us run our own barrel so we can get our own self out of it, because we're well able and capable of doing it. I appreciate, I've been with them, Elder Lander, for like 20 years, as long as I've been in existence. So it takes a minute to get it, but once you get it, it's a phenomenal system that he has in place. And all you have to do is just think of everyday living. Every day that you're living the Black Club University habits. So once you get those 7 living habits, everything else gonna fall in place. And that's it.
Elder Lanyard, any closing remarks? Anything coming up?
Yeah, well, we just finished up our voters registration and education this month. So every month we'll be doing that. So just stay tuned for where we're going to be at next month. I do want to put a shout out for MLK 50. We're going to be doing a kickoff on April 2nd in Washington Park. That's going to be something that we definitely want to get behind. Calvin Garrett, B Manufacturing is one of the a Black manufacturer here in Chicago. We want to be supporting him. We're going to literally be doing meetups throughout the whole year along MLK, along Martin Luther King Drive, starting all the way from 26th Street all the way to 115th Street, and just continually bringing our people together. So that's all I'm gonna say for now. I am just, like I said, like Brother Ken said, I'm elated. Brother Side, I don't mean to be pumping you up, brother, but you are just so amazing to me. Okay, I call you a genius, bruh, and I am just so happy to be a part of all of the people that I'm meeting, man, and a lot of it is just because of the stuff that you're doing. So God bless you and what you're doing, my man.
One more thing, Si, as far as Chicago Peace Initiative, we're going to be kicking, we have a press conference coming up soon, and we're going to be kicking off our 40-day peace surge, and we're going to be pre-launching it. So on the way to that, we have the women's next Saturday on the 5th. We're going to be meeting at the school on 67th Street. We're going to be watching the movie Pray the Devil Back to Hell, so we can come up with more strategies and strategic plans to continue to pray and cover the Black men, because we're totally excited about our Black men, and we definitely going to be lifting them up and keeping them in prayer as you guys go forth and do the things that you're supposed to do, getting back in your rightful place and doing what you're supposed to do. And so any ladies that you know, they're more than welcome to be a part of it. And we most likely at 10 o'clock will be at the school on 67th Street watching the movie Pray the Devil Back to Hell.
And that location is an example, you guys, on like what it looks like when we get these old schools and convert it. A brilliant location. I appreciate that. And Monday is Ron Carter, our journalist Ron Carter. He's going to be doing a big meeting trying to get the Black grocery store. And also Monday, Sarah Dunlap is having a protest downtown about how filthy our neighborhoods are, trying to cleaning up our neighborhoods. So we got Sarah Dunlap and Ron Carter on Monday, you guys. And I just thank you for your time. And until next month, peace.
Wonderful.